Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Mahavishnu Goswami Iti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha, Shama Sundar Radha, Shama Sundar Shri Radhe. Radha, Shama Sundar Radha, Shama Sundar Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha, Giridhari Radha, Giridhari Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Radha Nila Madhav Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Rukmini Devi, Jaya Dwarkadhish. Rukmini Devi, Jaya Dwarkadhish. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman. Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivadakacharya, Astottar Sadasya Srimad, His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaicharan Aravinda, Bhaktivedanta Swami, Jagat Guru, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Please fold your hands, let us see your hands. Jaya Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivadakacharya, Astottar Sadasya Srimad, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Krishananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Garadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyamakund Radhakund Shri Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Brajabhumi Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mathurapuri Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Shrimati Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. You must say Jai when I say, okay? Shri Samaved Bhaktavinda Ki, Shri Radha Shyama Sundar Ki, Shri Radha Girdhari Bhagwan Ki, Shri Radha Neela Madhav Ki, Shri Radha Kunj Bihari Ki, Shri Radha Landaneshwar Ki, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai Ki, Shri Rukmini Dwarkadish Bhagwan Ki, Shri Sitaram Lakshman Bhakt Hanuman Ki, Jagat Guru Shri Nitai Gaurchandra Bhagwan Ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki, Srila Gurudev, Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the lotus feet of Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Please repeat together. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale. Srimade Mahavishnu Goswami Niti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale. Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pacharini. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashate Descharini. Hare Krishna. Jai. Wishing all of you a very happy Shri Krishna Janmashtami, Shri Nandotsav, and Srila Prabhupada's appearance day. So why everybody has not yet come? And we'll start the program. So how many of you from the intermediate level did you celebrate any of these programs, or either of these three? Sorry, can't hear you guys.
Yes, Prabhuji, we celebrated Janmashtami and Srila Prabhupada's appearance day as well. So, yeah.
Okay, very good. I heard about it. So what did you do? This will be your very first time you were doing this.
Yes, I think most of us, I think we fasted. And we also
No,
chanted
you
extra.
talk about you. Talk about you.
Okay, because we had a class yesterday also, so I mean,
Oh, you did
that's why I
last
was
year.
saying.
Yeah, you were
Yeah,
online last
yesterday.
year. Yes, last year we were online on the day.
Yeah, yeah, yes, that. So I did Mangla Aarti in the morning, and I cooked something for Krishna as well, because I had a discussion with Avinash Prabhu that he instructed me in
Yes,
certain things to do, and we chanted
yes.
extra rounds, and I studied the Krishna book as well as the Bhagavad-Gita, and then yeah, I chanted throughout the day as much as I could, and I read as much as I could, and yeah, just kept awake till 12, and then wished Krishna happy birthday, and then slept. That's all.
Okay, that's very good. Sorry, I'm seeing you guys in a different position. Can you see me clearly? I'm straight.
Oh, Prabhuji, you're
I'm
horizontal.
slanted.
Yeah, good.
I made you slanting, so now you also slanting. Hold on. Do to me all these things, because there's a problem with my phone. I can't go to you this thing on phone. So I don't know what's going on. Hold on. You're right. I'm still slanted, is it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right. Now what's happening?
Still the same, Prabhuji.
All right. I can't see you guys now. I tell you this technology. Now you can see me, but you can't see me. Now you can see me straight.
Yes, you can see it
Right.
now.
But I'm holding it upside down. Something happened now, so now it's okay. It looks
yes,
like.
yes. Now it's fine. Prabhuji.
Big technology. You spend so much money and nothing happens. Foolish. All right. Okay. So did you fast the whole day?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Did you not die then?
No, Prabhuji.
Oh my God, you're alive. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. So did not drink water also or something like that?
Very, very little water, just 1 or 2 sips, I think. Not a lot of it.
In the
I
heat.
wanted to, yeah. I wanted to do a Nirjala one, but I couldn't. I started getting a massive headache, so that's why.
Most important thing is devotion. Austerity is needed for devotion. There is no doubt about it. There is austerity needed for devotion. Okay, but devotion is the most important. You are starting your first steps. So they're all baby steps, It's very nice. Very nice. You could do that. And okay, all right. And what about Prabhupada Appearance Day? You're not exposed to this thing. So this will be very different for you people. Unless we practically show you that physically coming, then you would know. So technically what happens is this, that you fast the whole day. You have in the 12 o'clock in the night, you can have Ekadashi Prasadam without beans and grains. And you continue your fast next day. And next day you cook big feast, because that's actually Nandotsav. That's actually the appearance of Krishna. And in Nand Maharaj's place, the big festival. That's the main festival. And for us, it is coinciding together with Srila Prabhupada's appearance day, you see, on Nandotsav. So then 12 o'clock, then we offer homages to Prabhupada, do Guru Puja and have prasadam. So it can be a bit daunting if you're not trained, if you not have the exposure there. But that's good exposure. Nice thing. All the best to you. Right, Parth, what about you?
Yes, Prabhu, I did somewhat what Divyanshi Mataji did, like fasted the whole day. And fasted, like the fast continued till I think 12 p.m. the next day on Srila Prabhupada's appearance day. So on Janmashtami, what we did basically was chanted extra rounds as instructions given by Avinash Krishna Prabhu. So we chanted extra rounds, and extra meaning 25 rounds, basically just 25 rounds. And then tried reading the entire Bhagavad-Gita, slok by slok. So Avinash Prabhu gave an instruction that the entire family can sit down and recite Bhagavad-Gita 700 shlokas together. but we weren't able to complete 700 shlokas in one go. So we were just like, because after, so what was happening was, because there were new people, like my mom and dad, they didn't know how to recite the shlokas. So what I did was, I was singing and then they were repeating after me. And then after one chapter, the first chapter, when the second chapter, the contents of the Gita summary started, they also picked up the tune and they also started singing. So then it went on a bit faster. And so my mom also requested that why not we read the translations as well, like when we are reading the slokas. So we also read the translation. So that took a lot of time. And we were only able to complete like 2 chapters, like first and second chapter, which is, yeah. So we completed that. And then, yes, Prabhu, and then we cooked for Krishna. So yeah, somewhat similar. This was on Janmashtami, and on Prabhupada's appearance day. I just basically wrote my realization on Prabhupada, thinking about Prabhupada and the contributions he's made, and reading his books, which is a daily thing. But on that day, with more emphasis on Prabhupada as a person. So this was on Janmashtami, and on Prabhupada.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. All right. So who's there here from the intermediate level? Our lower boy is still in honeymoon, right? He doesn't even know whether Krishna's birth takes place or doesn't take place. He doesn't care. He's in honeymoon, is he? Where is he now?
I do not know, Prabhuji. I think he called me yesterday, but we are.
Yes.
Yeah, he called me. I missed his call last night. Yeah. Going to follow up.
He must have
tonight. Yeah.
Okay. So he must have called you to say, I cannot come today, something like that.
He was there for our program, Marathi program yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there.
Oh, here he is. I think I saw him.
Right.
The lower boy is here.
Is he?
Yeah, he's come. My God, what is he doing? Is he coming like young Malone or with his wife? The he has to show his face. He can't be hiding now.
I don't know. Can you hear us, Maharaj?
Excuse him from austerity.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
I don't know where he is now. There he is. Yes, Hare Krishna, Mr. Double. Now you're not single anymore.
Nah,
you're smiling
yes,
still, or smiling is gone? Smiling is still going on now. We'll see how long. Good. Congratulations to you for your marriage. We have not met you after your marriage.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Very nice. So did you celebrate Janmashtami yesterday? Day before yesterday? With your newly wedded wife?
Yes, Prabhu.
What did you do?
No, my wife is at her home, Prabhu. She went back last week, so she's coming back today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was fasting on Janmashtami, Prabhu. I did fasting. Yeah.
Oh, very good. Very good. You fasted for Janmashtami. When did you break your fast?
In the night, Prabhu.
At 12 o'clock with normal prasadam. Yeah.
Yeah.
When she settled down, then you must have Ekadashi prasadam. Okay, 12 o'clock. And you have normal prasadam later on, after Prabhupada's appearance day. It's normal prasadam after that. So
yes,
your tutor Mamaji will tell you things. He'll explain to you these teachers. Very good. Very good. So married life is suiting you, married life, the initial things, yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, this is honeymoon time. So everybody likes it that way.
Yeah.
Honeymoon doesn't last for long, I tell you. Anyway, everybody knows, everybody hears this, but still they're not understanding.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that the whirlpool, the whole world is whirlpool.
Yes.
The whole world is revolving round. But I'm outside of it. They will think. I'm not inside of it. Whole world is inside, I'm outside. This is Maya. This is complete Maya. Oh my God. Maharaj would really would take you for that. He's saying he's happy. Maharaj would say he's happy. Look, or Maharaj is happy, Maharaj would say, Very nice. All the best to you. Okay, now who's there?
Thank
now
you,
from,
Prabhu.
from the intermediate level? Is Krishna. I don't know if she's there. She's close to the phone or not. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Okay. So our program started a bit late. First, you may have seen and experienced. I think we allowed you to give your homages also last time. You done it for Srila Gurudev also. This is an opportunity where we don't show off, but where we connect to Srila Prabhupada. And it is from our heart that we give some homage. It's called homage. It's where we are humble enough to offer our respects to him. Srila Prabhupada had once, the devotees did not know how to perform this Vyas Puja. They just didn't know what to do. So Prabhupada came, and he saw nothing, no arrangements were made. So Prabhupada blasted all of them. All the sannyasis were there even then. But they were all youngsters, European Americans, for hippie background. They don't know. But Prabhupada didn't explain after firing them so much black and blue. Said, okay, next day we'll do the celebration. This is how it should be done. First of all, you should have an asan for me as a guru. There has to be garlands. And then there has to be homages being offered. You must give respects, After homages have been offered, then there is Guru Puja. And after Guru Puja, then you can have prasadam. So next day, they celebrated this way. Prabhupada said, do it the next day. So we are also in preaching business in a very small way, minuscule way. So we are training and teaching. We do the toughest things are done by us. And then when you have a guru, he gets a ready-made package, and they'll say, who's the person doing it? They don't. If you're lucky, they may ask this questions: who trained you? Otherwise, it's a very good, nice devotee you are, and you will think I'm a very nice devotee, and you will forget about everything given to you. This is the fact of life. I'm not complaining. This is how it happens. All right. So that's the reason why those are preachers who are not attached. They're very close to Krishna. Krishna keeps them very close to their heart. Very close to their heart. When you are doing this seva on behalf of your guru, the disciplic succession, on behalf of Srila Prabhupada, but you don't own anything. Yeah. So it's like a farmer sows the seeds, make sure everything is done all right. Anybody's doing gardening here from intermediate level? Anyone doing gardening? You guys don't? No, nobody does gardening. Mayuresh, no gardening. Oh my, Soumya is here. Oh my God, you're alive. Okay, that's good. So those who are doing gardening will understand, how hard it is. When there is a frost, you run. When the seeds are sown, you pour some water. You give fertilizer. You first cultivate. The land is nicely done. First filled properly. Mixture is done and nicely cultivated. Then you pour some seeds. Then you wait for the seeds to germinate. Not everything will germinate. So you germinate. Sometimes more will germinate. So you have to take them apart, keep them outside, protect them from the heat, sun, rain, winter, summer. And when the crops are grown, then after that the crops are then harvested. So in our case, we don't harvest the crop. We grow it, we do everything. Everything is ours. But somebody else will come and they'll harvest the crop. And we are happy. There's no harm. We're very, very happy. You will do the same. We're teaching you for that. Be detached. You'll stand alone. But the whole city is jumping up and down and we're celebrating. You're also celebrating inside. But you're celebrating only with your guru and Srila Prabhupada and all the disciplic succession and all the Paramhamsas. They're all with you in your heart, dancing in ecstasy for Krishna. Externally, you are alone. Because you are nobody. That is us. So think before you follow us. Hare Krishna, we can. Following me is not very easy. Following Guru Maharaj is absolutely not easy. So we don't own anything. We own nothing. Everything is owned by Krishna. Okay, it is very hard. You will not understand. These are just words for you. You'll forget it tomorrow. In 5 minutes, you'll forget what I just told you now. If you're very fortunate, you'll understand. You'll remember this. You'll realize this. Because this is the secret for serving Srila Prabhupada. Secret is not where we are owning things and we harvest the crop, sell it, and gain our money. That is not. That is good, no doubt about it. Everything is perfect. But the biggest is sacrifice, is this sacrifice. It's so nice. We're very happy. Now, Soumya is here. Horrible mother. So what did you do yesterday? Did you celebrate Krishna's birthday? You could not. You are in a different situation. You're in a hostel studying. So working and exams and all those things. Could you observe something?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I did things that I could do. I did my daily aarti as usual, and I could only do. I did some 10 rounds that day. Actually, I did lesser that day. Usually, I do 16, but that day I was only able to do. I did only 10. Other than that, I read some 20 shloks from Bhagavad-Gita, second chapter. I read the first 20. And other than that, yes, that day at some 11:57, 11:56, when Krishna's birthday, I was studying. So I was studying before then. So at 11:57, I closed my books. And at 11:50, around 11:50, I closed my books. I came to my room. And then I was just standing in front of my deities and I was doing kirtan. I was just doing kirtan in front of them till 12 o'clock. And then at 12 o'clock, I just wished Krishna happy birthday, whatever way I could. And I recited the Bhagavad-Gita seed verses. And just then and that day I offered, I wanted to cook something, but because of my hostel situation, I could not cook because the utensils, they are all, people cook non-veg in them. So I could not cook, but then I offered some extra dry fruits and extra fruits that day. So that, and then at 12 o'clock, I took the offering and I had that. So that is all I did, Prabhuji. Nothing much. It's that only.
Okay, no, that's good. You make sure you are following through with Avinash Prabhu, who's teaching. So follow the guidance and you'll be safe, It's always safe that way. So very nice. We wish you all the success to all of you youngsters in your devotional service. And that is very important, Very nice. Very nice. And somewhere, hopefully, in the future, we will also come and we all can go and celebrate together, Like we did here. We went out, we went away and did a program. We hired a place and we did 2 days program there, Some of us stayed there overnight. And we put up some photographs. I'll give some links, once it's done. Okay. Hare Krishna. Now, who would like to start with giving their realizations and their homages? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Amrish Prabhu, for organizing this wonderful homage for Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Adhyanam Timiradasya Dhanajana Shalaka Chakshurlunmitamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Dear Srila Prabhupada, all glories to your divine grace. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada, we remember that at the age of 69, you went to the USA with very handful amount and started preaching the Krishna consciousness to the overseas. And again, if I think, Srila Prabhupada, that this age, even I don't know at that age, what I'll be. In that particular age, you've been there, you had 2 attacks, heart attacks, and in spite of that, you try to give Krishna consciousness, spread the Krishna consciousness throughout the world. Not that the Krishna, like we celebrated this year also the Krishna Janmashtami, like we used to celebrate before as well, but you have spread the Krishna throughout the world. In that 9 years, 11 years, I think first you have wrote almost 147 books and 7,000 letters to different disciples. Tirelessly, day and night, you have given us the books. And I can think that actually my real birth or real knowledge started when I came across with your books, your teaching. Especially, I can say that 9 years before, you have given me a Namahata headed by Amrish Prabhu. And from there, actually, I came across and start my knowledge with senior devotees and Amrish Prabhu. So, Srila Prabhupada, I can see that the dedication which you have done for the Krishna, you have given the jewel of the Krishna and the mantra, Hare Krishna mantra. How many people's life has been changed? We have seen that. It's an example for me even. I changed myself just because of my senior devotees and the guidance always get time to time by Amrish Prabhu. So I thank you, Amrish Prabhu, and thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving me this wonderful Namahata program. I also, like when I say that the knowledge and the books which I came across, this Bhagavad-Gita as it is, how many people they are reading the Bhagavad-Gita, that knowledge, even I had a Bhagavad-Gita, Srila Prabhupada, but I never come across, I never thought that even reading the books, I had that Bhagavad-Gita, but only, when I came across here and joined Namahata group, then only I started Bhagavad-Gita. But I can see that that knowledge was there. But since you started spreading this knowledge of Gita and Bhagavatam, not that this knowledge was not there, it was there, but you made us easy. Vedanta was there, but you made it easy and translated into 25 different languages. Today, throughout the world, everyone is reading this knowledge. Now, I think everywhere throughout the world, I think the Krishna temples are there. Everyone is glorifying you, Srila Prabhupada, and Krishna. So thank you very much for giving me and also giving the Krishna the jewel and the mantra. Srila Prabhupada, please give me your mercy so that I continue to in touch with the name and the book Krishna's you have given, and also bless me that I should get association of the senior devotees, what I'm getting now. So I will never forget now and in future about your teaching, the knowledge which you have given me especially. Actually, I was not worthy what I'm getting it. Whatever the knowledge and scripture you have written, I'm just repeating. that knowledge is not my knowledge. This is all yours, Prabhupada knowledge. So I'm just like a puppet. Whatever knowledge what you have given me, what I'm getting it from Namata. And my life has been changed, but I'm still dumb. I don't think so. I come to that level of getting the good knowledge, but I'm trying my level best. Only I wish, Prabhupada, please bless me. I remember always your teaching, even writing the different letters to different disciples, your disciples, 7,000 letters you wrote that particular 11 years time. So that we follow that, we try to follow that. And please give me your mercy, Srila Prabhupada. And thank you very much for this today's auspicious day. Hare Krishna.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, thank you very much, Sopan Prabhu. Yes, who would like to continue, please? We'll keep it about 10-15 minutes maximum. Thank you. And we should not have these pauses in between. Just jump in. Far with each other to speak. That's better than pausing, takes time. Everybody should show your faces, eh? Come on, unless you're not well or something.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I'll probably do it, I thought. Thank you, Amrish Prabhu. Thank you, dear devotees, for giving your association. And thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving us this wonderful knowledge, limitless knowledge. It depends on us how much we want to actually gain, how much we want to realize, how much we want to, it is just limitless. So more I study about Srila Prabhupada, more I surrender. So, Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prabhaya Bhutale Srimate Mahavishnu Goswami Krishna Swami. So while I was thinking of Srila Prabhupada offering, and we always look back to our seniors, our disciplic succession, how they have been doing this, how the process had been set up. So I found a little note somewhere how Srila Prabhupada offered offering in 1936 to his Guru Maharaj. Before I start my own offering, I would probably read that. That's more for my education than for anybody else. The following is an excerpt from His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada's offering to his spiritual master, His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, on the eve of his Vyas Puja in February 1936. Prabhupada says like this: Personally, I have no hope for any direct service for the coming crores of births of sojourn of my life, but I am confident that someday or other I shall be delivered from this mire of illusion in which I am at present so deeply sunk. Therefore, he let me, with all my earnestness, pray at the lotus feet of my divine master to allow me to suffer the lot for which I am destined due to my past misdoings, but to let me have this power of recollection that I am nothing but a tiny servant of the Almighty Godhead, realized through the unflinching mercy of my divine master. Let me therefore bow down at his lotus feet with all the humility at my command. So that's Srila Prabhupada offering his offering to his Guru Maharaj. Imagine our situation. So I was thinking about Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada is basically walking Bhagavatam. He's a personification of the book Bhagavatam. And there is very nice note written by himself in the purport in Bhagavatam, which I would like to read and understand, and that what is the importance of walking Bhagavatam. So in the purport, Prabhupada writes, there are two types of Bhagavatas, namely the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat. Both the Bhagavatas are competent remedies, and both of them or either of them can be good enough to eliminate the obstacles. That's how powerful they are. A devotee Bhagavat is as good as the book Bhagavat, because the devotee Bhagavat leads his life in the terms of book Bhagavat, and the book Bhagavat is full of information about the personality of Godhead and his pure devotees, who are also Bhagavatas. Bhagavat, book and persons are identical. This is so important to digest and understand while we are celebrating Srila Prabhupada appearance day. Because his every action, every letter, every instruction, there are so many of them, actually the instruction of a Bhagavatam. Prabhupada further writes, the devotee Bhagavat is direct representative of Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. So by pleasing the devotee Bhagavat, one can receive the benefit of the book Bhagavat. That's exactly what Amrish was talking about a little before. Human reason fails to understand how by serving the devotee Bhagavat or the book Bhagavat, one gets gradual promotion on the path of devotion. If you remember what Amrish was just talking, this is so close to Krishna's heart. And I think we have discussed this in our classes also, that how important is this service and how important is to follow those walking Bhagavats. And we are very fortunate to be in touch with this. And very nicely, Prabhupada gives an example of Narad Muni, which I think everybody knows, so I'm not going to go there. That how actually by serving those Bhagavats, what happened to Narad Muni. And Prabhupada, just to conclude, the more progress is made in service under the guidance of Bhagavatas, the more one becomes fixed in the transient loving service of the Lord. So by serving Bhagavatas, that's what happens. The message of the book Bhagavat, therefore, have to be received from the devotee Bhagavat. And the combination of these two Bhagavats will help the neophyte devotees make progress on and on. So this is the only way of actually progressing on the path of devotional service or on the path of realizing Krishna through a system, through a bona fide process. So that's what I thought I'll share on this auspicious day, that what Prabhupada has himself offered about his position and his relation with his Guru Maharaj, and then who Srila Prabhupada is, what I think he's a walking Bhagavatam. Thank you, Vishnu. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Avinash Kashavu. That's very nice. I remember one incident where Srila Prabhupada, one of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, he said that he's not in ISKCON anymore, but it's quite elevated. He said that he was serving in Delhi, New Delhi, and so that devotee, he was told, by the temple head there, commander, that why don't you get initiated? He's coming here. So he was very skeptical. Indians, they are funny people. They are very interesting people. Indians, they're skeptical, non-skeptical, both together. They're very interesting people. So he said, no, I'm not keen now. We'll see. So he was telling him, this is a chance. It's up to you now. He said, well, we'll see. And because of that, he actually, when Prabhupada came, he was not taking initiation. He was not ready for that. So when the day came, Prabhupada was there, and there's Guru Puja going on of Srila Prabhupada. So while the Guru Puja was going on, he saw that everybody was singing, Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bandho Moi Savadhana Mate. So, and everyone is offering flower to Prabhupada, but he saw that Prabhupada was also chanting. He was also playing kartals. And he was also singing. Jahara Prasade Bha. Everybody singing to him. He was thinking. So this devotee checked, he said, he told his commander, he said, what is he doing? What are you people doing? He said, we are worshipping him, singing for him. Then what is he worshipping? What is he singing? He said, he's singing for his guru. And he said, yes, this is genuine. So now put my name, I want to be initiated now, So that's how he got initiated. But this is very rare. This kind of people are very, very rare. A big example of Srila Prabhupada, you see. So, yeah, that is the point of worshipping Mahabhagavat. You are also worshipping his Guru Maharaj. That is a God. This is the meaning of disciplic succession. So very nice. Thank you very much. Okay. Who would like to go next now?
Hare Krishna Babaji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for organizing this wonderful program. Sorry, I just reached home distributing all the prasadam and I got a bit late.
Oh, did you? Just now you reached home?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I
thought I was late. I thought I was a little late. You were super late.
No, Prabhuji. Yes, because a couple of places I have to, it's been delayed. But I don't want to ruin the prasadam, I just wanted to.
Very nice.
Today.
Very nice.
Yes.
Thank you. Now all of you should excuse us. All of us have had very less sleep and very less prasadam. So we have not had anything to eat. We had in Prabhupada appearance prasadam. Krishna Janmashtami was nothing, not in water. So lunch we had some prasadam. I think dinner we don't have anything. Some of you may have something. I just drank some water tea and slept, And now in the morning I had some again brunch, So I'm sure all of you also have the same. So all of us are in the same boat. So all of you people, devotees from our intermediate level and others, please bear with us. There's a slip of tongue or something, You may be a bit. It shouldn't happen, but you may find some of us lying down and talking also a bit distressed. All right. Please continue, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for giving us the opportunity and engaging us and showing us how we celebrating these important days. And so, yes, so Srila Prabhupada is our savior. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharne Nirvishesha Shunyavati Paschata Dese Tarane Om Ajnanam Trimandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunamnitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. I was born in the darkest ignorance and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances unto your lotus feet. It is said that without the mercy of spiritual master, one cannot progress in Krishna consciousness. So, thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for changing my life. Thank you for your causeless mercy, and thank you for your love and compassion. You have built a house in which whole world can live peacefully. Because of you, Srila Prabhupada, I have got the association of devotees, and I got the access to transcendental knowledge through your books and your lectures. Because of you, Srila Prabhupada, we are here and celebrating festivals. So we all are owing to Srila Prabhupada. And this is a unique way of Srila Prabhupada that Srila Prabhupada has given the access to transcendental knowledge. Actually, there are a lot of other devotees also, pure devotees of Krishna, but this one thing is different with Srila Prabhupada, that Srila Prabhupada opened this knowledge to everyone and give access to everyone. So, because we are all facing these problems of life, birth, death, old age, and disease. But the solution of these problems is given in your books, in that transcendental knowledge. So the process of bhakti and devotional service that you have given to us is so perfect and purifying that rascal like me also can follow and get purified. So I just read a reference from Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 4, verse 34. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshayanti te jnanam naninas tattvadarshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Srila Prabhupada, I didn't get the chance to do Vapu Seva, but as you have said in your lectures, that Vani Seva is more pleasing to you. So by your causeless mercy, I have got this opportunity and chance to spread your message under the guidance and training of my senior devotees, His Grace Amrish Prabhu and wecan-mvg. So I beg your blessings, Srila Prabhupada, so I can serve in your mission and make my life useful. In the end, I just want to recite this verse from the prayer, in Mangalarti prayer. Yasya prasadat bhagvat prasado, yasya prasadan nagati kutopi, dhayanstu vamstasya yashatri sandhya, vande guru shri charanaravindam. By the mercy of spiritual master, one receives the benediction of Krishna. Without the grace of spiritual master, one cannot make any advancement. Therefore, I should always remember and praise the spiritual master at least 3 times a day. I should offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada appearance day Mahotsav ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Sanjay Prabhu. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, who would like to go next now? Please feel free. We're just getting started.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Amrish Prabhu, for giving this opportunity to share our homage to Srila Prabhupada. And thank you, Sanjay Prabhu, Avinash Prabhu, and Sopan Prabhu for your homages as well. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Mahavishnu Goswami Niti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshkari. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Umitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gururve Namah. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada on your most auspicious Vyas Puja day. Hare Krishna. So, Hare Krishna devotees. So, the shlok that actually just shared, no? Om Ajnana Timirandasya. So, Miss, I have been reading this, actually, shlok is very famous, almost all the devotees know about this. Where it says that I was born in the darkest ignorance and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. But now, actually, I feel like I started to realize what that means. Because, before we actually get in touch with this philosophy taught by Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev, we did not know that. We used to think we are all right, we know everything. But now we started to realize that actually, because I used to, everybody says it's Maya Jal and all that, but I think that I never realized that actually. I always think, I just, Amrish Prabhu said, everybody thinks that world is in whirlpool and I'm out of it. So actually, I'm also in there. That's what we realize when we read Srila Prabhupada's instruction. And that's what I realized. It's very, very important verse, devotees always share this, that the role of spiritual master is very, very important, because even we are actually wandering in this today's world, we actually behave like our eyes are closed, and we accept whatever comes our way. But when we come into touch with the pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada or his disciples, then we get opportunity to realize our real position. And Srila Prabhupada is very important personality, and we actually got to know about Srila Prabhupada through Hare Krishna weekend, Srila Gurudev, Amrish Prabhu, because I did not know anyone, actually Srila Prabhupada at all. I come to this temple initially. I saw the deity of Srila Prabhupada, I bowed down, but I even do not know the name. But later I realized, how important personality Srila Prabhupada is, because I heard the name of ISKCON, but now when we know about Srila Prabhupada is the face of ISKCON. So more will actually I was listening to devotees' realization as well, actually we went to the camp, and actually initially I was under impression that Srila Prabhupada is very loving and very merciful, but there is also instances where devotees share that Srila Prabhupada can be also very, very grave, and he can be very authoritative when there is a need. So that is true. They say that actually spiritual master is also grave, and we experience that. And Srila Prabhupada is a very, very important personality. And what I realized, so Prabhu also actually shared some of the incidents I wanted to share. So I will not go there, but I will come straight to the one of the verse that actually came across that can actually describe, Srila Prabhupada's qualities. It is in Srimad Bhagavatam chapter 1, Canto 1, chapter 18, and verse 2. Brahma kopo yastu tak shakshat prana viplavata na sammu mohoru bhayat bhagavati arpitashayah. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Furthermore, Maharaj Parikshit was always consciously surrendered to the personality of Godhead, and therefore he was neither afraid nor overwhelmed by the fear due to a snake bird which was to bite him because of the fury of a Brahmana boy. Purport is very relevant, so I quickly read that. A self-surrendered devotee of a Lord is called Narayan Parayan. Such a person is never afraid of any place, person, not even of a death. For him, nothing is as important as Supreme Lord. Thus, he gives equal importance to heaven and hell. He knows well that both heaven and hell are creation of the Lord, and simply life and death are different conditions of existence created by Lord. But in all conditions and in all circumstances, remembrance of Narayan is essential. The Narayan Parayan practices this constantly. Maharaj Parikshit was such a pure devotee. He was wrongly cursed by an inexperienced son of a Brahmana who was under the influence of Kali. And Maharaj Parikshit took this to be sent by Narayan. He knew that Narayan, Lord Krishna, had saved him when he was born in the womb of his mother. And if he were to be killed by a snake bite, it would also take place by the will of the Lord. The devotee never goes against the will of the Lord. Anything sent by God is a blessing for the devotee. Therefore, Maharaj Parikshit was neither afraid or nor bewildered by such things. That is a sign of a pure devotee of Lord. So, actually, when you read this, then you realize that Srila Prabhupada is this Narayan Parayan personality. Because from actually pastimes of Srila Prabhupada, how he actually went to America in such an advanced age, in 1965. And actually, he has to actually suffer a lot of difficulties initially for about a year before he actually started ISKCON. And so it wasn't really easy journey for Srila Prabhupada, but Srila Prabhupada was never afraid. He has a firm faith. Even actually he faced many difficulties, he never gave up. But when I actually think of myself, whenever I put into difficulty, I think we always, actually the first thing that we do is that actually our faith is not strong. So we try to actually do things that we think is going to help us. This we have been now trained that, actually when you are going through a difficulty, I think we should increase our bhakti, and that is a way we should actually behave. We should have full faith in Krishna. But Srila Prabhupada has actually shown us by his own example, how he has actually started ISKCON despite many difficulties. And actually, even after starting ISKCON, there are many incidences. Srila Prabhupada faced very difficult situation, but Srila Prabhupada was very firm, and he never afraid of anyone. Actually, he never afraid of any big leaders, of any nations. He spoke very boldly, and he told the truth. He told the truth. But if you look at the materialistic people, even the devotees, sometimes actually when we read some verses and there are some hard instruction, we're not very openly share that, because we always think what people will think, how they will feel and all that. But Srila Prabhupada was very straight up. So he's not afraid of anyone, actually. And so we also learned, actually in Hare Krishna weekend, that Srila Prabhupada is only one person who called everyone rascal. And that is true. And now we accept it because we know this philosophy. Otherwise, if you don't know this philosophy, anybody can get very angry, if he's been called rascal. So Srila Prabhupada is that Narayan Parayan personality. Also, actually, I was meditating on Srila Prabhupada. I really like this instruction of Srila Prabhupada of actually, he gave this example regarding actually intensifying your bhakti, boiling the milk. So that many devotees shared that I heard that in the past, because he was actually referred that to the organizational context where he said that now we have enough devotees, so we should intensify and make our devotees perfect devotee by intensifying the bhakti and devotional service. But even for the personal level, I was thinking, because Srila Prabhupada has given this lifestyle, you wake up in the morning, you do the Mangalarti, you actually offer the bhoga, you do the chanting 16 rounds, and you also need to study. But we couldn't be able to do all these things, but still it can become a routine. So we have to be careful, as Srila Prabhupada says, that one has to boil the milk, one has to intensify their bhakti so it can become a thick and sweet. So that's what I realized, that actually we do this day by day, but actually I realized that I am not progressing. And, we had to do all these things, puja or, chanting or even preaching activities, with a lot of sincerity. And then it will actually help us to progress on this path. That is what I realized. And also I realized actually in Hare Krishna weekend, how devotees, all the senior devotees are progressing. Because I read this verse many moons ago. Mukham karoti vanchalam pangam langhayate girim. Yat kripa tam aham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarana. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, the deliverer of a fallen soul. His mercy turned the dumb into eloquent speakers and enable the lame to cross the mountain. So actually, I have seen this, actually when devotees come to the actually ISKCON or actually, this Hare Krishna philosophy and who follow Srila Prabhupada, actually they become very intelligent and they become very like a pandit, they can actually preach and speak. And that is a living proof of this, the instruction given in this verse. And that is also the Srila Prabhupada mercy, because all we do is we read Srila Prabhupada's books, and what we share his realization. And people think that we are very knowledgeable or pandit. But this is actually Srila Prabhupada speaking to them. And I remember that Srila Prabhupada also once instructed his devotee that actually you are the rascal, you just go, distribute and give my book and you walk away. So initially I didn't understand what that means, but actually we only share what actually we have been taught, we should not add or subtract. And that is a mode we should have. So these are the actually very important instruction of Srila Prabhupada. And without Srila Prabhupada, as even Sopan Prabhu said, actually, if he did not come into contact with Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, Hare Krishna weekend, we are still suffering and we are thinking that we are all right, just like other people. So I personally feel that we owe quite a lot to Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev and, Hare Krishna weekend, who actually trying to actually help us progress on this path. And I'm very, very grateful to all the actually instruction or all the teachings that I actually learned in this program. And Srila Prabhupada's actually books, that we read. So thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for actually helping us, turn into human being. And we are actually trying very hard to become a devotee. And it's only possible with the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much for this realization. Right, thank you. Who would like to go next now? Now we're gaining momentum now.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for your wonderful realizations. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I'm just going to read some qualities of Srila Prabhupada and then also give some realizations. I think my video might be off while I'm reading. So we'll just read some of the qualities. I'll just read, and some I will just read further. So this is a glimpse into some of Srila Prabhupada's divine qualities. Considerate, determined, independently strong-minded, expert. So on expert, they say that Srila Prabhupada seemed to be expert at everything. The following letter shows Prabhupada giving advice on how to build houses. Is there anything that Srila Prabhupada didn't know? For the small cottages, I suggest to construct as the diagram below, wooden beams and between the beams filled with gravel cement. The roof may be the tile. The size may be 12 by 15 inches or feet. I'm not sure what that is. This design is especially suitable for grihasthas who can feel very comfortable there. And you may house 4 brahmacharis in such place. Every day you can build 1 such house. 10 may be required. And in 1 month, you will have 30 such nice shelters. This was a letter by Srila Prabhupada to one of his disciples in 1973. Grateful, humble, giving credit to others, kindness, our well-wisher. So for our well-wisher, we say we may disappoint Srila Prabhupada, but he will never disappoint us. I write at the end of my letters to my disciples, your ever well-wisher. And as such, I cannot become otherwise than being ever well-wisher of my disciples, even though he may leave me. This is a letter in 1968. I am praying always to Krishna that my disciples will not fall away from the path of Krishna consciousness. A letter in 1974. I have already replied. Okay, I'll skip that probably. The next quality is being liberal, being very merciful, humorous. Srila Prabhupada says, one who has got knowledge is humorous also, and a gentleman should be humorous. So Srila Prabhupada was simultaneously grave and joyful, serious and jolly. He had a good sense of humor and often laughed, joked, or told comical stories. But although funny, Prabhupada was never frivolous. Even his lighter mood was fully Krishna conscious. He did not laugh, joke, or perform antics for cheap popularity or just to pass the time of the day. He had a transcendental purpose in everything he did, unlike the joking of mundane comedians. Prabhupada's wit did not leave us feeling empty. Rather, it helped us on the path of fulfillment because it gave Krishna consciousness along with the loves. And the next quality is peaceful. The power of Srila Prabhupada's desire, which we are all seeing today. The ideal leader. So I'm just going to read one or two of those, further details on those qualities. Srila Prabhupada once remarked that managing a spiritual movement is not easy. To be even an ordinary leader is difficult because it is not easy to keep others satisfied and inspired. And when things go wrong, as they will do, the leader must accept the blame. However, Prabhupada not only kept everyone satisfied and inspired, but things always went right when his instructions were followed. Devotees thus naturally developed confidence in his leadership. Srila Prabhupada inspired confidence not just by talking, but by his very life. He never quit, even in the face of seemingly unsurmountable obstacles. He was never overcome by disappointment when setbacks occurred. He was ever willing to tackle problems. Although fixed in spiritual consciousness, he was not dreamily mystical. Rather, he was pragmatic and wise in the ways of the world. He knew what was needed to organize and spread a worldwide movement and was prepared to do whatever was necessary to get the job done. He led with strength, determination, charm, intelligence, conviction, and faith in the will of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada used to say that ISKCON was a pushing movement. This is the parampara system. My Guru Maharaj pushed me, I'm pushing you, and you're pushing others. It is like a train. The next one, Srila Prabhupada did not make mistakes. This is just amazing because before even reading anything, I just feel that for any personality at that level of fame, there is always some kind of mistake that can be attached to the person. But Srila Prabhupada was so exemplary and so genuine that there was no such question. And I think that is in itself a great achievement in today's world and unfound and unheard of. One particularly remarkable feature of Srila Prabhupada is that he simply did not make mistakes. Mistakes in management cause many unnecessary difficulties, but Srila Prabhupada did not make such mistakes. His ideas worked even if in the beginning devotees could not understand them. Why devotees wondered, should we build a temple in some remote rice fields in Mayapur? Why struggle to build a temple in Bombay when no one except Srila Prabhupada seems to have much interest in it? Another program Srila Prabhupada pushed his disciples into was book distribution. No one thought it was feasible. Distribute books? Not possible. No one will buy them, the early disciples thought. But Srila Prabhupada insisted, and the results were astonishing. Devotees gradually came to accept Srila Prabhupada's judgment as infallible. Practical philosopher. Srila Prabhupada was a philosopher, but practical also. For him, there was no difference between theory and practice, between philosophy and life. Whatever he spoke was meant to be practiced. Whatever he did was based on philosophy. The philosophy he gave was sound in theory and practically applicable in all circumstances. Srila Prabhupada saw that nothing was separate from Krishna. He saw Krishna everywhere and in everything, and everything in Krishna. He wanted to engage everything and everybody in Krishna's service. So, I just thought of reading some of the qualities, but Srila Prabhupada's qualities are immense and innumerable. And the more and more you actually meditate upon the qualities, you can think of so many nectarian qualities Srila Prabhupada has. I think for me personally, the most the quality that touches my heart the most is the genuinity that Srila Prabhupada had in everything that he did. So you could have all the good qualities, and yet if you're not genuine, then how do you relate to that personality or person? So whatever Srila Prabhupada said was always true. And it's only that if we did not understand it, then we have to pray that someday we will understand. I just want to also thank Srila Prabhupada for coming into our lives, for allowing us to understand or trying to understand this whole Krishna consciousness and the spearheading that big movement that Srila Prabhupada is doing, and allowing us to play a small role in this amazing, amazing Krishna conscious movement. And I say that because if we did not have that, then I don't know what I would have been doing personally, wasting so many lives again and again, not knowing what I'm doing. I also think, Srila Prabhupada, that you were a really, really true ever well-wisher, which is so rare to find in today's world. And every instruction of yours, if only we had the courage to follow, will definitely make our lives perfect in every way. Srila Prabhupada said that his father taught him everything, how to do deity worship, everything. And his spiritual master taught him print books. And the importance of those books is so immense that Srila Prabhupada used to sometimes sleep only for an hour and has been translating these wonderful scriptures for our benefit. The answers to all the questions, I always say this, to all the questions that I ever had in my life are all lying in there. And sometimes I have to make that effort and spend more time on reading Srila Prabhupada's books. I also think that Srila Prabhupada, for you, preaching was very, very important. And somehow or the other, through the weekend Namahata programs, we have been engaged in these preaching activities for the last so many years, 20 years. And I just hope that we continue to spread this to many more souls, and just wish that we be part of this great revolution, which is going to happen for the next 10,000 years. Whether I am a participant or not, I know that it's going to happen, that the whole world is going to be Krishna conscious for the next 10,000 years. And I'm just praying that we all can be a part of that, so we can please you, Srila Prabhupada, because that was very, very dear to your heart. And I also think that we are very, very fortunate to have the association of all these wonderful devotees around us, because in Krishna consciousness, as I say, there's ABC of Krishna consciousness. A is for association of devotees, B is for Bhagavatam, C is for chanting, and D is for devotional service. So we are very, very fortunate to have all of it. And the A, I think is very important, because if you have the A, then the B, C, D can follow. I remember as young children also, we were taught to have the right association. So we don't go astray, and we do the right thing in our lives. So I really thank all these wonderful devotees of Hare Krishna weekend, and the wider devotees that we associate with always. Those lovely devotees which we haven't seen yet, but we are also waiting to meet when maybe we come to India or when they come here. So thank you very much. Each and every one of you are so, so important. And believe me, when I hear your stories, I also get so inspired by all of you, just by your enthusiasm. And being young is and being in this focused and determined in this Krishna consciousness is very inspiring. So I just hope that we have the determination and focus, and we all can spread this movement more and more. So I would just like to thank everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Purnapurja Ravidasi. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Yes. Who would like to go next now? Speak next. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Mahavishnu Goswami Niti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes. With the torch of knowledge, I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Thank you, Amrish Prabhu, for giving this opportunity for the offerings. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please kindly accept my most humble obeisances at your divine lotus feet. All glories to you on this auspicious day of Vyas Puja. Srila Prabhupada, thank you very much for saving our lives, our souls, and giving us a reason to exist in this material world, to serve you and Shri Shri Radha Giridhari. Without your divine teachings and guidance through your books and association of your devotees, I would be lost soul in this material world. Srila Prabhupada, I'm not a sincere devotee. Still, because of your mercy, I get association of devotees, and under the guidance of His Grace Amrish Prabhu, Her Grace Purna Pragya Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Prabhu Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhu, I get opportunity to serve you and Shri Shri Radha Giridhari. They always engage us through online program, Festival of Krishna, and other festival services. Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado yasya prasadana nagati kutopi dhayanstu mam tasya yasya sri sandhyam vande guru shri charana ravindam. By the mercy of spiritual master, one receives the benediction of Krishna. Without the grace of spiritual master, one cannot make any advancement. Therefore, I should always remember and praise the spiritual master at least 3 times a day. I should offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada, Although I never got an opportunity to see you in person, I always felt your mercy while doing devotional service, and I always felt sheltered and protected. At this occasion, I sincerely pray at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada to give me the strength to follow the instructions sincerely to progress in this path of Krishna consciousness. And please forgive me for all my offenses. Your most fallen and unqualified servant, Namrata. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you,
Srila
Prabhuji.
Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you very much, Nurata Mataji, for your realization. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Who would like to go next?
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Amrish Prabhuji, Punpragya Mataji, and Krishna Shamarpan Prabhu for giving us opportunity to pay our homages to Srila Prabhupada's transcendental appearance. Punpragya Mataji actually listed so many qualities of Srila Prabhupada, and I'm so fortunate to be in the shelter of Srila Prabhupada's devotees. And Srila Prabhupada, as we know that generally sannyasis are not, they don't cross the ocean and they don't light the fire. There are instructions. They are not allowed to, but Srila Prabhupada used everything in service of Krishna. And whatever he did was only to please his Gurudev and Shri Krishna. So I would like to read something from Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. The word samadhi technically refers to a state of trance in which one is completely absorbed in Krishna and forgets the material world and all material desires. Generally, samadhi is thought of in terms of secluded meditation. A highly advanced yogi goes to a solitary, peaceful place and meditates or chants constantly. But Prabhupada demonstrated by his life's example that that the world situation was too urgent for a devotee to retire and meditate. Rather, a devotee should labor hard to increase the Krishna consciousness movement. This would benefit both the devotee and the masses. Prabhupada's disciples, therefore, are servants of their spiritual master, should work now and later, perhaps in old age and spiritual maturity, they could retire to a holy place to constantly chant and hear about Krishna. Prabhupada emphasized work. Yet what was that work? At least for Srila Prabhupada, propagating Krishna consciousness was samadhi itself. Samadhi didn't have to be limited to sitting in a solitary place. The full meaning of samadhi implied complete absorption in the loving service of Krishna, with the senses, mind, and intelligence fixed in trance. Thus, in samadhi, one could be active, traveling, preaching, distributing back to Godhead magazines, chanting in the streets. If a devotee always thought of Krishna and worked on behalf of Krishna, then he was the topmost yogi. This had also been Lord Krishna's advice to Arjuna. Remember me and at the same time fight. Srila Prabhupada was the emblem of active samadhi, always hearing about, glorifying and remembering Krishna, and always fighting as a soldier on behalf of Lord Chaitanya. So if we want to love Krishna, then our lives has to be in service of Srila Prabhupada's mission. The condition of at present, our condition in Kali Yuga is that there is a shlok in Srimad Bhagavatam. It's like this. Prayen alpayushah sabhyah kalavasmin yuge jana mandah sumand matayo mand bhagyahi updrutah. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O learned one, in this age of Kali, men have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. This is our position in Kali. And if Srila Prabhupada were not there, then I don't know what would have been my life. Just because of his beautiful books, his teachings, which the Vedic literature, which he has explained in simple, nice words for us, the misguided part of this age can be actually limited. So I would just beg Srila Prabhupada that he bless me, that I could be able to read all those books which he has done so nicely for us. As it's laziness which just prevents me sometimes, but I would like to read Srila Prabhupada's books, get knowledge, and imbibe those teachings in my life. That's what I wanted to actually ask Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving us so much guidance and love and beautiful books. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you very much, Saraswati Mataji, for the nice realizations. Hare Krishna. Yes, please keep coming. Keep it coming.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mother. Hare Krishna.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada, you have given us so much that I don't even know where to begin. You have provided us with so much, and you have made everything so easily accessible. Even at the age of 70 years, 69, 70 years, when people are usually on their, they're just thinking their lives are going to end, and they are, in a normal perception, a 70-year-old person is just with his family, and he just wants to limit his activities and everything else. And at that point in your life, you took the decision of going overseas and spreading Krishna consciousness. And you founded ISKCON, and if you had not done those things at your age of 70, then people all over India, myself included, so many people would have not received this knowledge. Today, because of everything that you've done, even a person who is not associated, who does not have a Krishna conscious family, or who is not otherwise as much associated because of our Indian culture, even a normal person, we have people read Bhagavad-Gita and they have a Bhagavad-Gita in their home. And even if you just go on Amazon and you write Bhagavad-Gita, then Bhagavad-Gita as it is maybe the second or third recommendation there is. So even if people also, that is how it has become so easily accessible. And the books are so easily available. I mean, for someone who is struggling with association, it is said that Srila Prabhupada's books are the best association there is. And even though you're not present with us right now, but still you are present in the form of the books and the books that you have written for us. So, and I mean, Srila Prabhupada, he used to sleep for very few hours, 1 hour, 2 hours a day. And the rest of the time, other than his preaching activities and chanting, the rest of the entire time he would be translating books, and like so much and so old in his life. Right now, even there have been times when even I, very few times when I sleep for 1 or 2 hours and I'm reading my academic books. And I find it so difficult. I cannot do it for more than 2 or 3 days. And that too just because I feel I'm going to fail if I don't do it. But Srila Prabhupada had no such compulsion of doing any such thing. He was just doing it out of his mercy for us, on the instructions of his spiritual master. So that is even at his deathbed, Srila Prabhupada was just translating books. Very recently, I saw this picture, this photo of Srila Prabhupada at his deathbed, and he had a microphone very close to his mouth, and he was speaking something, and I was like, what is he speaking? And then I realized, I got to know that, okay, he's actually translating the books, even at his deathbed. So even in his very last moments, he just kept translating Srimad Bhagavatam. And if you actually see those photos, then it is very hard to not tear up or to not, your eyes would get filled with tears just looking at that photo. So that is the books that he has written, they are so powerful. I remember in this one class, I didn't remember exactly the class, but I remember that there's this line came in between. I think Srila Prabhupada was talking to his disciple, and he said something about book reading. He said, if you don't have the time to read all of the books, then just read one book, any one book that you like. If you cannot read one book, then just read any one chapter, and you will become Krishna conscious. If you don't read one chapter, just read one page. And if not one page, then a sentence. And if not a sentence, then a word. So you can just read a sentence of it and you can become Krishna consciousness. So that was the power of his books that he has written. So that is the power of the books that he's written. I would like to share a slok from Bhagavad-Gita 2.7. So it says, कर्पण्यदोषापहता स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसमुदचेता यच्छ्रेयसानिश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So in this translation, we see that Arjun is because of he is very confused about his duties towards his family and as a warrior, what is his duties, and so this is something similar to what everyone faces in their lives, and even I face in my life. And so the solution over here, so he is actually approaching his spiritual master. He's asking that he's his disciple now, and he's surrendered unto Krishna. And so he's asking for his instructions. In the purport, it is written, I'll just read a few lines of the purport which are relevant. So over here, it is written that all Vedic literatures advise us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from the perplexities of life which happen without our desire. They are like a forest fire that somehow blazes without being set by anyone. Similarly, the world situation is such that perplexities of life automatically appear without our wanting such confusion. No one wants fire, and yet it takes place, and we become perplexed. The Vedic wisdom therefore advises that in order to solve the perplexities of life and to understand the science of the solution, one must approach a spiritual master who is in the disciplic succession. A person with a bona fide spiritual master is supposed to know everything. One should not, therefore, remain in material perplexities, but should approach a spiritual master. This is the purport of this verse. So Srila Prabhupada, he has himself told us that how you are supposed to deal with the perplexities of this material life, which are not even in our control at times. So he has told himself that we should just we should follow the spiritual master and we should just follow his guidance. And I just hope that on this occasion of Srila Prabhupada appearance day, you can remain to be as merciful as you have been always been, and you can just show your causeless mercy to me so that I can stay consistent and focused on my in my journey on towards devotional service. So that is all I would like to say. All glories to you, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much, Swami Mataji, for your nice homage. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada had to actually write his own name. So devotees, disciples, they say, how do we glorify you, Prabhupada? What is the mantra that we, pranam mantra will do? Like we have Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pasharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatari Sarine. So Prabhupada himself wrote for his pranam mantra and gave it to them. So read this. So in preaching, a lot of things had to be done, and he had to be very humble about this. He was humble. We have to learn from him. If you are going to be somewhere small foot soldiers of Srila Prabhupada, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Would like to go next. Thank you, Amrish Prabhu, for giving us this platform where we can share our realizations. And thank you, Avinash Prabhu. Thank you, Amrish Prabhu, for making it so easy to actually understand what it means to be Prabhupada Anga and how we can be small little foot soldiers, as Amrish Prabhu said, in his mission. Thank you, Avinash Prabhu, and thank you, Amrish Prabhu, for making it so easy for us. I would like to start my realization by just sharing that at times, so my faith in Krishna sometimes. So what happens is the process of life and it goes on. So sometimes it happens that situations are such that my faith in Krishna might get a bit shaken. That why such reversals are coming, why Krishna is not reciprocating and stuff like that. And is sometimes to the extent that is Krishna even there? Like what? Is God even there? Is God real? Sometimes it happens. But in all of those times, to bounce back in, the only person and the only savior is Srila Prabhupada. When I look at his character and when I look at his persona, I'm like, if this person can exhibit such tremendous qualities of a gentleman, of a perfect person, not attached to anything, his senses in control, his mind is in control, no lust, no greed, no envy, no like all of those 6 sins and whatever, none of it present, being so causelessly merciful, all of that is present in one person. And he's saying that it is because I follow a process, and the process is of this Maha Mantra and ABCs of Bhakti. And then I remember, and that is what gives me faith that if this person can be so, then there is definitely Krishna who's helping, because otherwise there is nobody, there is no challenger. He's unchallenged at that point with all of those qualities. And that is what helps me have my faith, have my wavering faith back again onto the process and on Krishna. So with this, I'll start my realization. So as Purna Pragya Mataji pointed out these qualities of Srila Prabhupada, and one of those qualities was being a leader, right? So as an acharya and a leader, I would say, Prabhupada, there's this popular saying that a leader, he knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So I would say so this is what I based my realization on, this idiom that a leader, he knows the ways, goes the ways, and shows the way. So I'll start. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to your divine self. On this sacred day of your appearance, I meditate on how you are the most exemplary leader, a leader who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Point number 1, knows the way. All of us conditioned souls are lost in the darkness of material existence, not knowing the way to our well-being. In fact, as the ominous clouds of Kali Yuga thicken and darken, we can't see the way to even our material well-being. What to speak of our spiritual well-being? Amidst such dense darkness, few are the enlightened souls, the pure devotees who know the way. Pure devotees are rare in all ages, but all the more so in this age of Kali. Even among such pure devotees, you were special, for you were distinctively empowered to fulfill the prediction of Lord Chaitanya that his holy name will be propagated in every town and village of the world. Prithvi te aate jete nagaradi gram sarvatra prachar hoibo mora naam. You knew the way because you descended from the spiritual world on the instruction of Krishna. But to show us by example how the way is to be known, you enacted the pastime of establishing a connection with the parampara. You attentively heard from your spiritual master with such fierce one-pointedness that it attracted his attention and appreciation. As an enterprising businessman, you had a demanding traveling schedule, yet you grabbed every opportunity to pore over the books of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati and the previous acharyas. And when you wrote your commentaries on the sacred scriptures, you didn't rely only on your years of committed practice and concomitant realizations. You also painstakingly referred to the works of the previous acharyas. That you know the way is seen not only through the extraordinary knowledge manifest in your books and the exceptional proficiency with which you produce them till your last breath, it is also seen through how you went the way and showed the way. Point number 2. A leader goes the way. Srila Prabhupada, you went all the way, showing how to face all the inevitable challenges of material existence. Challenges that become multiplied for those who declare war against Maya by preaching the glories of Krishna. You were empowered by Krishna, no doubt, but that empowerment did not mean that you did not have to encounter formidable challenges. Your empowerment didn't cause those problems to magically disappear somehow. It meant that you magically persevered, no matter how many and how massive the problems. This magical perseverance came from your pure devotion to Krishna. Pure devotion that manifested as your unbreakable determination to carry out the instruction of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, whatever the obstacles and reversals. You went the way by living your life as a householder who, while diligently executing family responsibilities, also seized every opportunity to assist in spreading your spiritual master's mission. And you went the way by accepting the renounced order not to retire for a peaceful life in idyllic Vrindavan, but to recoup for launching a frontal attack on the headquarters of Maya. The attack that you single-handedly launched has no parallel in world history. When battling against one of the most formidable formations of the forces of illusion, the proud and prosperous materialistic edifice of the West, what were the chances of success for a solitary old man, penniless and friendless, weak and sick, due to 2 deadly heart attacks? But you were not solitary. Your unflinching will to serve connected you with Krishna's supreme will to bless. And Mission Impossible transformed into Mission Unstoppable. You went the way not just by traveling all alone to America, but also by going in advanced old age around the globe 14 times to make the ignorant enlightened, the unfortunate fortunate, the joyless joyful. And you went all the way by demonstrating how to pass the final exam of death. You endured gracefully and gratefully a prolonged sickness so agonizing and mortifying that it could easily have broken the spirit of most people. Your spirit was made of supremely stern stuff that nothing could break. Even when your body had practically no physical strength to speak, you kept speaking into a dictaphone held right next to your lips, blessing us with your precious Bhakti Vedanta purports. By your selfless and tireless sacrifice, you have gone the way, a way whose roughness and toughness we can't even understand, leave alone retrace. Thankfully, we don't have to retrace that way because you have, by your sweat and blood, given us an easier way. That way is the opportunity to practice devotional service in the safety and sanctity of Krishna consciousness movement that you gave as your enduring legacy for many generations of devotees. Point number 3, a leader shows the way. You have shown us the way through your actions and your words. In your actions, you expertly blended preservation with adaptation, uncompromisingly preserving the substance of our exalted Gaudiya tradition while also unhesitatingly adapting its form to increase its accessibility. As regards preservation, you didn't compromise when asking for the demanding commitment of chanting 16 rounds daily as essential for the transformation of our consciousness. You didn't compromise while insisting on adherence to the 4 regulative principles. You did not compromise in pointing out the errors of popular spiritual teachers who misrepresented the Gita's message. As regards adaptation, you didn't hesitate to convert storefronts that had been drug dens into temples. You did not hesitate to use the wood from an ordinary American tree as the material for the first deity of Jagannath in ISKCON. You did not hesitate to entrust untrained Australian devotees with the responsibility of worshipping the newly installed deities. Through your words as manifest in your books, you have given us the essence of the Vedic literature. Your books are the result of your enormous personal sacrifice. Waking up early in the morning after just a few hours of sleep, throughout the day, you would speak about Krishna with those who came to meet you. And in the night, you spoke about Krishna with everyone, even those whom space and time kept away from your personal association. Through your books, you inspired and empowered not only devotees who were living in the remotest corners of the world, but also devotees who have come and will come in many subsequent generations. Srila Prabhupada, our most eloquent words can't be enough to delineate even a fraction of your glories. Yet, how can we not glorify you, the great soul who has rescued us from the folly and futility of a life without Krishna? The best glorification we can offer you is not through words, but through actions, through our dedication to the mission of preaching that you said is our family business. All glories to the merciful mission of Krishna that you presented and represented, that you protected and propagated, that you loved and lived. I consider it my greatest fortune to have some small role in this mission of compassion. Falling at your merciful feet, I beg for your mercy so that I can play my part in sharing Krishna's message of love and play that part faithfully, sensitively, and vigorously. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Your unworthy servant, Parth.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for a nice realization. Okay, who would like to go next?
Hare Krishna. I would like to thank all the devotees here for the really nice realizations and for giving me this opportunity to give my homage unto Srila Prabhupada. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Nananjana-shalakaya Chakshurum militam yena Tasmai Shri Guru Namaha. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. What Prabhupada has given to this entire world so lovingly and simplistically is insurmountable and certainly too difficult for me to put into words. To put it simply, Prabhupada has given us the purpose of our lives. That's the one thing that no other institution and no other person has ever done or would ever be able to do. There is no reason for me not to be running around aimlessly and doing all sorts of rubbish nonsense, except somehow or the other I've gotten the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and his followers. Most of the people don't even know that there is supposed to be a purpose of our existence. They never stop to think. Those who somehow come to the conclusion that life should be more than just about earning money, enjoying, and having a family, they also mentally concoct what their goal of life should be. I was also having this discussion with Avinash Prabhu just yesterday that we, as aspiring devotees, we have such a great blessing in which that we can control our actions better because we can see the end goal. Even if we don't realize it completely, at least we know what it is. And to have that knowledge helps us guide our actions and our decisions and shape our lives in that manner. That is our regulated freedom. Without a purpose in life, we cannot control or guide our actions because we don't know the end goal. It's like gathering the ingredients to start cooking, but not knowing the dish that you want to cook. You just end up gathering all kinds of nonsense. It's a confusing maze for everyone, but Prabhupada has given us a shortcut. Prabhupada has artfully and affectionately established devotional service unto Krishna under guidance of the disciplic succession as an irrevocable fact. For me, Prabhupada has lifted me from the gutter and made me into at least some semblance of a human being. And as fallen as I am, I can never be grateful enough for that. Before coming to the shelter of wecan, I had been reading his books enthusiastically for quite some time, but I couldn't implement or truly understand anything. Prabhupada mercifully gave me the shelter of Avinash Prabhu, Ambrish Prabhu, and Hare Krishna wecan, and that has made all the difference in my life. Prabhupada's book, Perfect Questions and Perfect Answers, has been a constant companion of mine since quite some time now. And every time I read it, I always come across something that makes me realize what an absolute brat I am. I read it and I feel that Prabhupada has been so patiently trying to make this one simple point, and I still fail to follow it. I still fail to apply all of his teachings into my life perfectly. Prabhupada had no barriers, no judgments, and no preconceptions about anyone. I remember reading this one excerpt from Perfect Questions and Perfect Answers, where Bob said that he didn't think that he could become as pure as the devotees staying there. Prabhupada replied to this as follows, that you can do as they are doing. They were not pure in the beginning, now they are pure. Similarly, you can become pure. For example, in your childhood, you were not educated, but now you are educated. Later, Bob said that he didn't desire to become like them. He said that only if he can come close to God or get a better life in the next life, then he would be satisfied. And when I read that, I thought that's something that probably a lot of the people around us feel, that as long as you can get a good life in the next time, that's probably all. And I was wondering what Prabhupada's reply to this was. And Prabhupada said, very good. That's all he said. They're very good. And I thought to myself, that's such a brilliant thing to say. And that was completely unexpected for me. And then he later on explained that you just follow in the devotees' footsteps and your desire will be fulfilled. We are training them how to become purified and happy. That is our mission. We want to see everyone happy. Sarve sukhino bhavantu. People do not know how to become happy. They do not take the standard path to become happy. They manufacture their own way, and that is the difficulty. And this small exchange made me realize that the only thing Prabhupada ever wanted for us to just is follow the process. That's all. And he had faith in the process. He had faith in the power of the process and the fact that it won't. This process alone can take care of all our inebriation and our sinful propensities, given that we follow it sincerely. And Prabhupada is our only true well-wisher, because he has given us a simple solution to all of our problems. Only thing we have to do is to start the process and not let go of it despite of the trying circumstances. We had a class some time ago to remember Srila Prabhupada. And after that class, I remember feeling overwhelmed with all that Prabhupada had done for us and how he exemplified the qualities of a pure devotee, as also shared by Mataji, the exemplary qualities that he had. And I remember from that class that Prabhupada only got angry when people were sleeping and not performing their devotional activities. And it has got stuck with me till date. And I always remember that when I think about taking a nap or oversleeping a little bit, that thing always comes to my mind, that this is the only thing that Prabhupada ever got upset at. And that helps me to drag myself out of bed and be like, no, this is not something I want to do. And he said in that as well that service is love. That's what he said. And that's why I also remember Amrish Prabhu mentioning this, that Prabhupada is the only person who's translated bhakti as devotional service. In that he emphasizes on the service and action. The first line of the purport of the Nectar of Instructions text 3, in the purport, it says that devotional service is not a matter of sentimental speculation or imaginative ecstasy. Its substance is practical activity. These things made me realize the purity and simplicity of Prabhupada's thought and what enabled him in attaining the perfection that he has attained in devotional service. Shruti Prabhu said that Prabhupada turned unlovables into lovables. And that's truly what he did. And that's all just by encouraging them to follow the process. There is not a single shred of goodness in me that isn't a product of Prabhupada's philosophy and his instructions. On this auspicious day, my only prayer to Prabhupada is to give me the strength to protect my bhakti and the courage to be honest, sincere, and truthful in all my endeavors. It's very easy to fool myself in bhakti, in devotional service, and the progress that I'm making. But I sincerely request Srila Prabhupada so that he can give me the courage to purify my mind, my desires. And the one thing that Prabhupada said is that first change yourself and then try to change others. Therefore, I sincerely pray to Prabhupada so that I can begin that change in myself. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Very nice. Very nice. You're talking about how Prabhupada's instructions relates to you. Very nice. That is the point of following the Acharya. That's nice. Very good. Okay, who'd like to go next now? Oh, we've got Navina here. Navina, what happened to you? You're looking like a doll now.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, you want to give your realization? You want to give your homage?
Fine. Dolly Maharaj can share. My dad told me to say my realization once everyone's done.
Oh, is it so? Okay. All right.
You can go, Navina. You can share your realization now. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Navina, for giving me chance. Hare Krishna to devotees. Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful realizations, giving your offerings to Srila Prabhupada. It looks like it's hard to, glorify Srila Prabhupada in few minutes. And even if we share Srila Prabhupada pastimes throughout the night, it's not enough, because there is so much that Srila Prabhupada have done for all of us. I want to share just the recent last night we were watching in our camp program, this movie about Srila Prabhupada, which just glorifies Srila Prabhupada throughout the time, how Srila Prabhupada went to USA single-handed with a very little money and just few books. And with this only mission in Srila Prabhupada's heart, that he just wanted to see people chanting and, following Acharya's rules. And then towards the end of the movie, that Srila Prabhupada said that you all are chanting and, glorifying Krishna, that that was my purpose. And I am feeling so successful that, all these Western people, that how Srila Prabhupada changed their lives, how Srila Prabhupada changed their mind, that they became happy from hippies. So I'm sure that Srila Prabhupada would be very happy that everywhere in this world, everywhere, at some time, at every hour, Srila Prabhupada's, there is Mangal Aarti, they perform in the temples, and there are more than 108 temples in different countries. And everywhere there is somewhere Srila Prabhupada's this morning Aarti is going on. So that is such a miracle. I would say that I have never seen such a thing, like how Srila Prabhupada's hard work paid off with this thing, that how he's, getting glorified all the time, 24/7. And how Srila Prabhupada is still, giving his teachings to us through his books, and everything what Srila Prabhupada, whatever Srila Prabhupada has given us, it's just like the Mangal Aarti, if we say, it just starts with Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasthaya Bhutlaya Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Ti Namine. And even in the end, we just say Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. And so this way, I feel like, with the start and the end of our Mangal Aarti is just, we just thank you to Srila Prabhupada, because that's I believe that only person in this world who has introduced us and why we are here all together today, just because of Srila Prabhupada. So thank you so much, Srila Prabhupada. There is so much which we can share about you, but this is, there is endless things which we have even in our hearts. So yes, thank you so much for changing so many lives, Srila Prabhupada, and showing us this disciplined and giving us such a nectarian, perfect life, where we have so much blessings, we feel so much satisfaction that there is nothing which we feel like we are missing out. So thank you, Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, dear.
Thank you very much, Mother. Motherji, for a nice homage. Yes, Srila Prabhupada is one very unique thing of Prabhupada is that people knew about Krishna, people knew about ISKCON, but nobody knew who's the Prabhupada. So all of you who are new devotees, you would have heard about ISKCON, but you not have heard about Prabhupada. This is the power. He never wanted himself to be in front. And that is true till today and in the future. Once you come, once you know, when you study Prabhupada, then Prabhupada is in the front. But again, as a servant of Krishna. But for outsiders, Prabhupada is Prabhupada. We don't know Prabhupada. ISKCON, yes. Yeah? So this is called humility. Yes, Hare Krishna. Okay, who would like to go next?
Just now, Prabhuji, I would like to share. Just now when we were distributing prasadam at one of our friends' home who were sponsored Bogas. So there was a family there, and then they started asking me like, where did you celebrate? Because I think they went to the temple. So I told them that we went for a camp and how we celebrated yesterday Srila Prabhupada's birth. And then he just probably heard from somewhere I heard a story that there was a person who went to America like in this year, and he was single-handed, and so from there he started. I said, yes, that's the story about Srila Prabhupada. So yeah, I felt like really blessed, like, you know, how people know a little bit of story about Srila Prabhupada, and then they just wanted to know more, like, you know, and then how Srila Prabhupada did that, because they didn't know that it's founder Acharya of ISKCON, but they just heard a little bit and pieces of the stories about all that. So I just try to explain them a little bit. Prabhuji was not there. He went to somewhere else to give the prasadam. So I felt like people want to know, you know, about how Prabhupada changed, like who was that. So yeah, I just spoke a little bit about that. And that was, I felt really blessed that, yeah, there is something. Yes, that's all.
Yes, nice. Thank you, Mother. Okay, yes. Now more and more people will know who's finding out. So they are devotee material, you know. Those who want to know the cause are a little intelligent. So let you and your husband, Sanjay, both of you talk to these people, you know. They can be devotee prospects, you know. So preaching. Hare Krishna. Very nice. Okay, who would like to go next? Was it you, Naveen? Can you go next?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Wonderful. Here you go. Big screen.
Om Namo. Om Namo Om Vas. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Shamate Mahavishnu Goswami Nityanamine. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Shamate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaudavani Pachanine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatate Shatanine. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Dear Srila Prabhupada, wish you a very nice Vas Puja. Thank you for spreading the holy name of Krishna and Krishna consciousness all over the world. Without you, we will be still suffering. You have traveled 14 times around the world to preach Krishna consciousness, and at the same time got 2 heart attacks on a boat, but still Krishna came to save you. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving us Krishna and the holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Navina Ki Jai. Very nice. Very nice. All the best to you. You also have you got the card with you? The greeting card? Or it's not with you right now? Which you made for Srila Prabhupada in the camp?
I think I left it.
Oh, you left it. Okay, okay. No problem. No problem. All the best. Very nice. Thank you very much.
Actually,
Okay.
it's here, Prabhuji.
Actually, it's here. Okay. It came running probably. You forgot, but your mother remembered, huh? Just show the card. Is it there? Show it to everybody. Happy. Show properly. Wait a few minutes. On the left, yes. Happy birthday, Srila Prabhupada, with a heart. Very nice. Now keep it with you. Don't throw it away. Keep it nicely in a folder. Write down the year and the date. Okay? On the back, you can write down the date and the year. When you will grow up, you'll say, hey, I wrote like this when I was a small child. Okay? Very nice. All the best. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. All right. Who would like to go next now?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Subhi would like to share something.
Okay. Yes, Subhi.
Say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Mahavishnu Goswami Ti Namine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Ti Namine Namaste Sari Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nevishesha Shunyavadi Prasad Sijarine Jai. Srila Prabhupada, he is the devotee that is spreading Krishna consciousness. He taught other people the holy name. Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee of Krishna, made the whole world a part of Radha Krishna's family. He built a house in which the whole world can live in.
Yeah. Very nice. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Subhadra ki jai. You also made a card. Oh, did you draw? Did you draw this, Prabhupada?
No, she colored it.
Oh, you colored it. Oh, nice. Prabhupada is smiling. And what you written there, show us closer to the screen. The writing there on the left-hand side now. Okay, very good. What is that? You say, just put it on Srila Prabhupada. A little bit down. Yes. Srila Prabhupada, he is the devotee that spread Krishna consciousness. He taught other people the holy name. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Very nice, Subhadra. Very nice. Hare Krishna. Madhav?
Madhav, you also
want to say something?
Namo Shubhadra bolo.
Namo Shivaya Kisipstai Pachale Simateva Usnikasami Yati Namine Namaste
Namo.
Namo Shivaya Kisipstai Pachale
No,
Bhaktivedanta Swami Yati Namine Namaste Sasti Deva Gana Vansaline Navishishasanyavasa Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nanda Siya Patakadara Seva Satika Randa
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Just say what's written here.
Hare Krishna.
Louder. Chant.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and be happy.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Very nice. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Very good. Did you write this? It's a good handwriting, Mother. Is your handwriting?
Yes.
Oh, you've got good handwriting, Mother. Very good. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Okay. Who would like to go next?
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your very, very nice realizations. Sorry, just one second. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you all for your very nice realizations on this wonderful occasion of Srila Prabhupada's Vyas Puja and Krishna Janmashtami and Nanda Utsav. It was very, very nice to hear all the devotees and their realizations. I just have a couple of points that I would like to share. It was based on two things that I was meditating on about Srila Prabhupada. Number one is a quote that all of us have mentioned today, in which Srila Prabhupada built a house in which the whole world can live. So, we've all mentioned how Srila Prabhupada at the age of 70 went aboard a ship to the United States with only $7 in his pocket, and started a worldwide mission, started a worldwide movement of propagating Krishna consciousness around the world, which is a clear example of a pure devotee acting on the behalf of the spiritual master, as well as receiving the pure mercy of the Lord and expelling the mercy to us as well. The nature of how Srila Prabhupada went about propagating the ISKCON movement was very interesting, because although Srila Prabhupada was also very merciful, very kind, very flexible as well, but he was also extremely uncompromising in the standards. And also Srila Prabhupada, one quality of Srila Prabhupada that really stood out to me was that Srila Prabhupada never pandered to anyone. He never diluted the message of Krishna consciousness, of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. We see with a lot of teachers who perhaps, let's say, even Indian spiritual teachers or whoever go to the West, sometimes the message gets very much diluted, or they try and pander to a certain demographic, or they alter the message in one way. But Srila Prabhupada never did that. Very, very uncompromising. And because of that, we have a structure and we have a unified message which we can all follow. Because Srila Prabhupada always stuck and never deviated from that message, it was very, very focused about what he wanted to do. And that is why Srila Prabhupada appeared in this material world. He had a very specific purpose, and that purpose was, he made sure that purpose was fulfilled, so that all of us can follow for generations, for thousands of years to come. And with this being the golden age of the Hare Krishna movement, of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message as well, that is something that we can all fall back upon. That Vani, that Vapu of Srila Prabhupada's books and Srila Prabhupada's teachings. For me personally, being the age that I am, early 20s, and being surrounded by so many people, by so many karmis that that engage in all sorts of activities, it's not easy to practice Krishna consciousness, particularly in the West. But Srila Prabhupada went to the West, and Srila Prabhupada preached to Westerners, only Westerners. And that effects that we see of Srila Prabhupada's philosophy, I've noticed as well that a lot of people that I also associate with, our philosophy of Srila Prabhupada is so much more concrete, even not necessarily spiritually, but just in general, even materially. I've got a lot of friends that are Christian, that are Muslim, etc. But I just find that Srila Prabhupada's philosophy is so, it's just on another level. We talk about, why people are born, why people are privileged, why people are not privileged. This whole concept of karma, which Srila Prabhupada constantly talked about, is something that's not existing for other people, for the youth. People don't have any idea, and thus they're lost. But even though those that are my age or whatever who are practicing Krishna consciousness may not be doing so perfectly, or maybe having so many things going around them. At least we know that the answers are there, and that itself is so important, because you don't feel that the void that a lot of people feel. As Divyanshi Mataji I think also said, that the purpose of life is very much clear, and that's the importance, and that's what's so beautiful about what Srila Prabhupada did. Yes, as I also was saying, that Srila Prabhupada wasn't pandering to anyone. We've been reading from so many excerpts from the Science of Self-Realization, where Prabhupada is always been very firm. And in fact, sometimes I was also feeling sometimes when I was reading Srila Prabhupada's answers and reflecting on them, that I didn't understand why Srila Prabhupada was that forceful, but again, Srila Prabhupada's mission wasn't to do something at that specific point in time. It was for generations to come. And if we have that clarity, that's what will keep the Krishna consciousness movement going. On this very auspicious day of Srila Prabhupada's, well, not day, it's past, but on this occasion, I'd just like to pray that I can continue on this path of Krishna consciousness. And I know that it's not always going to be plain sailing. There's always going to be ups and downs. But I pray that I will never forget that Krishna consciousness, which has been propagated by Srila Prabhupada, is the answer to all the problems. And that will come from reading Srila Prabhupada's books, which is something that I'm aiming to do more of this year. So thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you, Krishna Prabhu. One of our youths having perspective. Good. Yes, who would like to go next now?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Suchi Mataji has actually told me that she will join about 6 o'clock this time, but she's still busy. Okay. So she has sent me her offering. Can I read that out?
Yes, please.
So this is from Suchi Mataji. So Hare Krishna, honoring Srila Prabhupada ji. I have always seen the Laddu Gopal God at my home and have heard countless stories and allusions, as my family is religious. So I was aware that there was an existence of God. I was therefore born and reared in such an atmosphere with a little scattered principles of Pushtimarg. Before coming in contact with Srila Prabhupada ji, I had no idea that there could be a procedure one must adhere to in order to demonstrate to Krishna our love, and the bhakti is not performed solely on an emotional level, but rather than there is a procedure of A, B, C that must be followed, and a disciplined succession is required. It came to my attention while reading one of Srila Prabhupada's book that many of us in the world could be religious but are conditioned by the tinge of materialism involved, and that will only be reduced if one is following the process regularly. Giving me the seed of Krishna consciousness and forcing me to follow disciplined matter of process, making me a member of the association of Amarish Prabhuji, Avinash Krishna Prabhuji, and all the weekend devotees, I will always be indebted to Srila Prabhupada ji. I'm aware that I could add so much more in the glory of Srila Prabhupada ji, but this is my small and naive realization I wanted to share. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you very much, Avinash Prabhu, for reading Suchi Mataji's homage. Suchi Mataji, very good. Okay. Yes, anyone else would like to say something? I don't know if the people who are following us on YouTube, They are to say something. I can't see it here. Right. Okay. Just 1 second, please. We'll wait for 10 more seconds for anyone to jump in and say. Okay, Hare Krishna. So very nice for all of wonderful devotees. I never realized, that we have been teaching you so many things. It's a bit of a mystery to me. Where did you learn all these things? Because I certainly do not have an understanding, the capacity of okay, Hare Krishna. So very nice. So now I will speak a couple of minutes, not more. I'll not take a long time. It is an open secret which I say every year that Srila Prabhupada, if you want to achieve something in the service of Srila Prabhupada, to serve Srila Prabhupada, be it your any devotional activity, then this is the best day on the day of Prabhupada's appearance to ask for this blessing from him. And the blessing comes manifold. Srila Prabhupada, we have been asking Srila Prabhupada so many things, and Prabhupada always reciprocates with his blessings. When 2019, when 18, and we could see that the world is moving in a different direction, and there will be a problem one day, and we wanted to pray that people will be very distressed. And for doing that, I was actually loss of thinking what is the best solution. So one way was that we said, okay, we will do personal home programs, PHP. And we started off with it. In 2019, we did that. We kicked off. I thought that is how, because robotics will come in, everything will be automated. That's what I was thinking, prediction. And 2020, whole world closed, because of COVID. So that was what was going to happen. That feeling was for that. And suddenly we went online, we tried online, and now we've got devotees joining us from out of New Zealand. We were based in New Zealand, in Auckland, in Newland, such a small place, such a suburban small place in Newland. All of us would be so working hard. And that also used to hire one place in Newland. So if the weather was heavy, rainy or cold, nobody would come except us hosts, less people would come because we don't have DTs, we don't, And then suddenly when we opened online, it was the world open for us. Whether heat or rain, we are open. People would come from their homes, they would join us. Then even before this, I also tried putting something on Facebook and YouTube and all. It was just not working. Now, 2 years later, 2022, it is a reality. But not only us, now the teams underneath us also have got their own teams, and they are reaching them online. And we've got physical activities also. and online too, both of them tools. So it's a reality. This is all through the prayers of Srila Prabhupada. If you pray to Prabhupada on this day, on the day of his appearance, intensely, Prabhupada will listen to your prayers and give you the right solution. So Prabhupada gave us bigger solutions than what we had prayed for. I prayed for PHP. I did not know. I was quite baffled as to what way we can go. If you remember, all the devotees, we were talking about robotics is going to come, automation is going to come. What is this happening? What is this guy talking about? It's going to happen. Something's going to happen. So let's run PHP. We did it. And now this is how the PHP is. We're reaching people's homes directly. So computer, mobile phone, wherever they are, And people reach through live Zoom on YouTube. And we are doing physical PHP also, personal home programs too. And that will happen in India also. It's already happened. We saw what Avinash Prabhu did, doing homes, doing programs. This is how it is. And Sanjeev Prabhu too, he did one program in his home. So this is going to now continue. The ball is starting to roll. Jagannath Rath. In English, the word Juggernaut is actually a mispronunciation of Jagannath Rath. Juggernaut. They made Juggernaut. Jagannath Rath. Jagannath Bhagwan ki jai. It's all to Srila Prabhupada's extreme glorious mercy. Somehow or other, the perfection is that people are going to become Krishna conscious in the next 10,000 years, as devotees mentioned here. And somehow, if we can be some small part of it, minuscule, there is a success of our life. All credit goes to Srila Prabhupada. It is not all the sentiments we're saying. It is not something which we don't mean. We mean everything of it. The Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj used to always say, glorify Prabhupada. All credit goes to Srila Prabhupada. That's it. He never took the credit. He never took the credit. But we who are followers of the followers of the followers of Prabhupada, and followers who are going to come, we have to give. This is for our purification we do. You see. So now another reality is that we have actually physical centers out of New Zealand, in India. And who knows? I'm becoming more and more greedy. So I pray to Prabhupada, please. And I'm praying now, please. We're not satisfied only with India. It should be other places too. That is the reason why, when all of you, we tell you, wherever you are, so many of you are young, moment you people join the Hare Krishna weekend, you are in for a leaders training program. First step is leaders training program. That's what we do. I remember I was talking to a devotee, he's a long-standing devotee, in the camp. So I said, everyone. He said, how can everyone be devotees? How you can be leaders? Everyone can be. Some people may not be leaders. So I looked at him and I said, no, everyone can be leaders. I told him that we have a conception that leader meaning person who can give big speeches, very charismatic personality, people following him. Yes, he's a leader. But a leader in preaching could be just a humble person, a normal person who speaks his heart or her heart and can convince somebody to come. And I said, we have seen that happening. People who would not even know, they can't even imagine they can be leaders. They are leaders. This is what Prabhupada did. And even the grand disciples, from the leader for the intermediate program, some of you said, I can't be a leader, I can't preach. You're preaching already, doing it. And tomorrow, when you will move to other countries, because some of you are young, all of you are young, basically. Not that we are very old, but you will move to different countries. You will have different stages of life. You're married, or wherever you are. Phone is there. Hare Krishna weekend program is there. Your tutors are there. You can do your programs, and we'll teach you how to do physical program too. Convert your home into temple. And his eyes lit up when he heard home into temple. Wow. So that's it. Home into temple. You can go to temples, no problem. You can do that also. But convert your home into temple. Imagine this. All of you tried it with Krishna Janmashtami. A little bit you tried. Imagine it is your own home. And we train you properly. When we're properly trained, you can make nice bhoga for Krishna. You will sing for Krishna. You will chant for Krishna. You will read to please Krishna. This is Yes, it's Sankirtan moment is there. Sankirtan meaning congregation chanting. Individually, it may not be practical. So now we are using online as a medium. So when you're chanting alone, we are also, all of us are here now chanting together. You see? Bhakti doesn't mean that you have to, you can make your temple in your home, make altar, decorate it with flowers. Don't have flowers? No problem. Cut something, make a craft of things for Krishna. Nothing, don't worry. Cook something for Krishna. Nothing. One laddu is enough for him. It's called laddu, no problem. And pray, I can do more. Then at least you can sing, We've got so many kirtans. We've got kirtan programs. Perform Mangala Arati properly. Nobody can stop you. Then sing kirtan for Krishna, for his glorification, as taught by Srila Prabhupada and our acharyas. Read his books. Very busy. You're associating with Prabhupada. And again, when I said that, you are so surprised. He said, that's right. That's right. He said, Prabhupada, on the books, associate with Prabhupada. Before you run somewhere else, listen to some other people. Then you can listen to anybody. Once the focus is very clear, as Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj said, once you know our mood, you can go anywhere and listen. I go everywhere and I can pick up what I want to learn, what I don't want to learn, and don't listen. That's why I choose only very few people whom I listen to. Yes, it means that I'm maybe arrogant. Yes, possible. I'm sorry. But because of my falsity, my lack of knowledge, I restrict my source of information. Because I want to know what is the purpose behind the person speaking. That person can be anybody, very big, very pure, all glories to them. But unless I'm certain the purpose behind the person speaking is for my benefit only, and he or she doesn't have there only any other personal benefit, so I cannot follow them. And I was talking to another devotee. I said, if there are preachers in ISKCON, I find many devotees, not in the world ISKCON, but anywhere. Man, the white hair they cover with a dye, make a black hair. And they're preaching big bhashan, singing big kirtan. So what nonsense? The person is hypocrite. If you are saying you're not this body, you should be detached from the body and you're coloring your hair black. You can make out when a person who's about 30 colors his hair, you can make out no single hair is black, is white, he is coloring his hair. So I don't listen to such kind of people. What will he teach me, man? He's not following what he's teaching, what he's speaking. So I don't want that teacher. I would rather have Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj said, when my Guru Maharaj would say that when my hair became white, I started to apply oil. That's what I'm doing. I applied white or oil, make it black. And then when that is also not happening, all hair became white, then I had to shave off. I put my shika. But Maharaj never forced us to do shika. And I was telling my mother the other day, 2 days ago, I said, you never liked me to do shika. You told me over my dead body. Doesn't matter. My Guru Maharaj never insisted on shika. Don't worry. So this is Srila Prabhupada, the glorification of Prabhupada, whatever we say, just give Prabhupada a chance. We must take a pledge that we must associate with Prabhupada every single day. One word is what he was saying. Just one word from his book, Prabhupada speaking to you. One sentence, Prabhupada talking to you. One page, Prabhupada screaming at you. If one chapter, Prabhupada dancing and screaming at you. It's all up to us. Preaching is the next thing. First thing is for us. So, I'll pray to Prabhupada. All this is for our personal benefit, because of our lack of understanding in life, a lack of insincerity. If Prabhupada feels right, deems fit, then Prabhupada may make us suitable to be an instrument in his mission, in Lord Chaitanya's mission. And those all of you who are born in India, it is a birthright. It is a birthright to become Krishna conscious and make Krishna conscious around the world. Amar Agnar Guru Hoya Tara Hitesh. Charit Dako Tare Kaho Krishna Upadesh. Become Guru, preach Krishna consciousness. If you wait for somebody to stamp you, you are a Guru, and then preach, it's never going to happen. This is Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, nobody wants to give any position of authority to anybody else. They want to keep it to themselves or their own people. But in our Hare Krishna weekend, we're making everybody teachers. Everybody is the leader. We are not saying only you can be. No. You can. The moment you understand the meaning, the mood, you can preach. What's stopping you? All Guru Srila Prabhupada. I'd like to finish by praying a stotra, which I try to do every year for a few years now. Krishnai Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Mahavishnu Goswaminiti Namine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Desha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Kacheta Madamoha Vinashakarin Madadrushti Gochara Prabhupada Swamin Dosha Bhivrutti Paridoshita Mandabuddhe Sanchintayami Charano Tava Bhakti Hitoho Vrundavane Ramanareti Prasiddha Bhumau Tatrapi Krishna Balarama Supada Mule Gnanam Param Parama Krishna Sudharmati Uktam Dantastu Deva Prabhupada Namo Namaste 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 Kripa Purna Drushti Namaste Namaste Mahananda Dhatri Namamo Namamaha Punar Raksha Raksha Prasiddha Prabho Pahi Mam Daksha Daksha Bhakti Siddhanta Shishyaya Bhaktivedanta Swamine Namine Prasannaya Prashantaya Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shivanga Bhumi Janabhushana Gaura Leela Gauranga Bhava Parisarana Matra Shila Radha Madhava Pad Padma Mano Vilasin Ananda Rashi Prabhupada Namo Namaste Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Stotram Ki Jai. See, again, this also changed. I don't know what's going on. That's why I was referring to somewhere else. The verse was changed, not the verse. Anyway, O Lord of Prabhupada, may you always be the object of my vision. Only the name of Krishna can destroy my pride and illusion. Although my mind and intelligence are contaminated by wicked inclinations, I nevertheless take shelter of your divine grace by constantly meditating upon a divine lotus feet in causeless devotion. In the most holy land of Vrindavan, in Ramanareti, at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna Balaram, you are preaching the message of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the fountainhead of religion. O Master of the senses of my Lord Srila Prabhupada, let me offer my obeisances unto you. Let me offer my obeisances unto my spiritual master, offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual master of the entire world, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, whose glances are full of mercy and who is the bestower of transcendental bliss. O renowned Lord, protect me and kindly shower your compassion on me again and again. Let me offer my obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master, who is a disciple of Srila Bhaktivedanta Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, who is always calm and joyful and who is known by the name of Bhaktivedanta Swami. The land of Bengal is worshipable by the whole world because Sri Gaurang Mahaprabhu performed his pastimes there. I offer my obeisances unto my divine master, who is full of bliss. He is always in the ecstasy of Lord Gauranga and is therefore immersed in the lotus feet of Sri Sri Radha Madhav. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. All right. Now with this we conclude our program today for Homages. And we hope that this is how we purify ourselves, become a little bit humble, and somewhere we can pray to become the followers of Srila Prabhupada. Followers of the followers. You know, they are before us, devotees before us. We don't forget that. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Okay, so we conclude. Who's going to sing today, Maharaj? Maharaj, please hear us. Is it Navina's turn?
Yes,
Right,
Prabhuji.
you got your wonderful, wonderful. Okay, 1, 2, 3, start. Please keep your cameras on, please. 1, 2, 3.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have learned some real good stuff.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
Today for you we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then the mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is clean,
we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If the room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
We are dirty,
we're not happy.
we're not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasted mind,
Because wasted time,
because wasted time
because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best use your time
So best use your time
when you're in your prime.
when you're in your prime.
And your whole life
Your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is gone,
then there's nothing wrong.
there is nothing wrong.
But if your health is gone,
If your health is gone,
that's a different song.
that's a different song.
But if your character dies,
If the character dies,
then the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior
The saintly behavior,
lets humanity thrive.
as humanity cry.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna
We must always remember Krishna
and never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here is the greatest clue.
And here is the greatest clue.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely
So listen very closely
and make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
If something's due tomorrow,
If something's due tomorrow,
finish it today.
finish it today.
And whatever's due today,
And whatever is due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
If your friends might be lazy
Your friends might be lazy
or doing bad things,
or doing bad things,
but if you think again,
but you think again,
don't follow them,
don't follow them,
and you will win the end.
and you will win them.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever work we given,
we do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work and to play. If you learn to live this way, we'll say Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. If you learn to live this way, you will see Krishna every day.
And when our time is up, he'll take us off our path. We'll sing and dance with him with the hearts full of love.
And when our time is up, he'll take us up above. We sing and dance with him with the heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's name, his glory and his fame. It's the only way this world you can never become same.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame. It's the only way this world will ever become same.
Now please ask this greatest question and find this greatest clue. You can only remember Krishna if Krishna remembers you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai, His Holiness Srila Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Vyas Puja Mahotsav ki Jai. Shananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande.
Hari Hari
Hari Hari Bol.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Mahavishnu Goswami Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaur Vani Prachayanya Nirvishesh Shunyavari Prasthaya Saraswati. So Hare Krishna, it is wonderful to have your association today, glorifying Srila Prabhupada. However much we glorify will be less. So Krishna willing, we will see you next week, same place, same time. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.